Hello. We are going to dig further into classes today, looking at some principles of object-oriented programming, specifically the concept of what's called encapsulation. So you can see in here for my movie class, I have two designations, one private and one public. Private means that unless I am within the movie class itself, I'm calling an actual function from movie, I cannot access the data that's there. So this title is only available to functions of the movie class. If I write my own function elsewhere, I can't access the title. What if I want to? What if I need to know where the title is? Or if I want to change the title? Well, then I need to have a public function called an accessor if I want to get it, and a mutator if I want to set it, to change it to be something else. Very often it's the case that you want to set some rules about when someone, for instance, wants to set a movie title. Maybe it should be the case that the title of the movie should not be allowed to have a lowercase letter at the beginning. It has to be uppercase. In that case, you can set those rules inside your mutator to ensure that they're always going to be followed. So the question that we have to do first, complete the accessor and mutator functions, the getter and setter, from the movie class, and make sure that they start with a capital. So we're going to make a new notebook in week 11. Here's my movie class. Tab everything over. Just make it look nice. I need to include the IO stream and namespace. There we go. Now, I need to actually implement these functions. Now, get title is simple. It's just return the title. There's no real point in making a whole new cell for it when I can just write it here. It seems pretty straightforward to do. But set title we're going to make a little bit longer. So for set title, it is, normally I might want to just copy this, but there is a bit of an issue, which is that how do I know that this set title is the one from the movie class and not one from the book class or the song class or something like that? You need to indicate it belongs to the movie class and use 2 colons to separate the name of the class from the name of the method. So, given my title, first of all, I want to take T0 and make it the uppercase version of itself to ensure that it starts with an uppercase letter. And then the title is going to be T. So now when I make a my movie title, so Lord of the Rings. Let's make it with a lowercase l. And I make my movie. Actually, I can just do a movie M. So now I have a movie. If I try to access movie.title, the computer will complain. And it'll say, it is private. You are not allowed to access it. So if I want to actually get it, I have to do m.getTitle. So right now is nothing because I haven't assigned it anything. If I want to assign it something, then I want to use m.setTitle, and I can set it to be my movie title. And now, it seems like it didn't quite do what I wanted it to do, which is, I used isUpper. I meant to do toUpper, but that was a typo. So I've been setting T0 to be not quite what I want. It should be toUpper, T0. Let's run this all again. There's my Lord of the Rings. Great, all good. So next exercise, we're going to continue from that and add 2 constructors. One that requires no parameters and assigns a blank title, and one that requires a title and assigns it. Then we'll add a deconstructor that just prints out a message so that we can see it happen. So I'm going to save this as exercise 1. And I'll duplicate it. This will be exercise 2. Oh, did I save this? I should save this. Duplicate. Exercise 2. There we go. Okay. So, we're going to add 2 constructors. One has no parameters with a blank title, and one that requires a title. So, our constructors must have the same name as the class, so movie. And this one is also pretty simple. It's actually just going to say the title is empty string. Oh, I should run all of my code if I'm going to do that. Okay. But I may want one where I have a title. And here I can say the title is my string. Again, these pieces of code are so short that I could do what I did in the third cell here and write a new function from the movie class called movie that does this. But since it's just one line of code, it's usually fine to just put it inside the class directly here. It's pretty short. But now, when I go down below and I say movie m, instead of doing movie m, I can actually say movie m equals movie title, and then get the title. Oh, and now I've already made a mistake here, which is it didn't capitalize the L like it should be. So I can fix that actually over here, where I set the title to be T by instead calling my set title. So this is where you can use the keyword this, and you see it turns green. And this means the current thing I'm dealing with, which in this case is my current movie. This dot title is the thing I want to set. Actually, I don't need this dot title right now. I can do this dot title equals T. It's the same thing as doing title equals T. But as we saw, that has the issue of not making it uppercase. To make sure it's uppercase, I can actually do this dot set title T. And now, this is a pointer to the movie, which means that I can't use dot. I have to actually use arrow. See, did you mean to use the arrow in order to actually set the title of this movie? Look at that, Lord of the Rings. So what the heck is going on here? When you use the word this, it gives you a pointer to the current object that you are involved with. If I'm constructing a movie, well, the current object is the movie I'm constructing. It has a title. It has methods, watch movie, set title, get title. And when I call the constructor with a parameter t, I want to be able to set that title. Now, if I just say title equals t, it works, or I could do this arrow title equals t, also would work, but it had the problem we saw where it didn't actually do the capitalization. I want to do that, so I can use the function I've already written, set title. To call set title, well, I need to indicate what set title of what? What am I setting the title of? Well, I'm setting the title of the current movie, but I haven't declared that as a variable or anything. Where do I get it? Well, I get it from the keyword this. This set the title to be T. And now it sets it as Lord of the Rings, just as I wanted. Now, we also were going to make a deconstructor, so we should do that. And here we're just going to print out a message. Bye-bye. Just so we can actually see this work. And we will, we can call it, let's see, can I delete M? I'm not actually sure if I'm allowed to, but we can try. No, so I think we need to make a pointer. So we're going to do new movie star, my movie, equals new movie. Then we'll delete my movie. Bye-bye. This deconstructor is called under a couple of different circumstances. One of them is you make a pointer to the movie. So movie star. Here's a movie. Here's making a new movie. I'm not using the constructor that does anything. I'm just using the basic one. And when I delete it, it calls the deconstructor. Another time that the deconstructor is called is when a function has terminated. So if I'm making a new function and I put this inside of it, once my function terminates and this is gone from memory, it will also be called. And you can see that, I think, more clearly in a CPP file than in a notebook file. But you can try it out yourself just to see how it works. However, most commonly, the deconstructor is being used because you are actually deleting the movie using a pointer. Okay, so next exercise. Ask the user for a number of movies they want to create, make a function that makes that many movies, and ask the user to give each one a title. Your function should return a pointer to an array that contains those movies. Okay, so let's duplicate this. Okay, so here is what my thing has to do. Ask the user. I'm not entering over. Very weird. Ask the user for a number of movies they want to create. Make a function that creates that many movies. And ask the user to give each one a title. You should return a pointer to an array that contains the movies. Okay. So we're going to need a few things. First is we need to ask the user for how many movies they want to create. So we'll get rid of some of this thing. Okay, so int num of movies equals 0. How many movies would you like? Enter the number of movies. So now we have how many movies they want. Make a function that makes that many movies and ask the user to give each one a title. Okay, so let's make a function up above here. And it's going to return a pointer to an array of movies. So it's going to be this. So this is a pointer to a movie, and I want a pointer to an array of movies, so I'm going to add a second star. And this is going to be create movies. It's going to take as parameter the number of movies you want to make. Yeah, that sounds good. Int num of movies. Okay, so that many times I want to ask them for a movie title and put it into my array. So first I need to actually make an array of movies. So my movie star movie array is a new movie array that's going to contain number of movies. For each one, I ask, please enter a title. I'm going to need a string to store the title in. So I'll enter it and put it in the title. Now keep in mind, they might want to put in multiple words, so I should actually be using getLine for all of this. So getLine movies, getLine cin title. Let's double check that all this compiles, movie array. See if I have any errors before I continue. Oh, sorry, this is an array of movie pointers. And then here, so I think this is a case of, so now it's angry because I'm trying to do getLine. And I think it's mad because num of movies is a integer and not a string. And if I use cin, that could lead to issues later. But I think I can fix that. So if I do cin num of movies, cin.ignore, that should fix it. 4. So now number of movies is 4, yes? Okay. Just fixing a few little things to make sure this isn't going to have any hiccups later. Okay, going back to create movies, this is our function we're trying to do. We've made an array. This array has movie pointers. So each element of the array is a pointer to a different movie. They enter a title, and now I'm going to create a new movie. So movie m equals new movie, and I'm going to pass it as a parameter the title that they gave it. And movie array I is going to be that movie. Oh, what did I mess up? Oh, sorry, this should be a movie pointer. There we go. Okay. So, so I can ask it how many movies I would like, and then I should make a pointer result. So my movie star star movie array equals create movies num of movies. And then I will print out all the titles. For I is 0, I is less than the number of movies, I plus plus, I want to print out movie array element I, this is the ith movie in my array, dot, arrow get title in new line. And we'll make a message here to say your movies are, and see how this goes. All right. The movies I like. Let's do 3. So we'll do Lord of the Rings. Let's do what are some other good movies? Star Wars was a classic. And let's do it's another genre. How about we'll say The Godfather? My movies. My movies are Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, and Godfather. And my movie array right now, if I take, say, the second element at position 1, I get its title using the arrow, that is Star Wars. And I can get each one of them, I can go in and tinker with them, and do as I please. But that's pretty much all it is to it. When I say all there is to it, it's quite a bit of code. So this block here is basically the block that has to do with actually getting the number of movies from the user using cin. I call cin.ignore to avoid conflict with getLine, because these two commands do not work well together. Here I actually create my array of my movies. Each one is a pointer to a movie itself. In my function here, I make that array dynamically. When for each movie that's there, I ask the user for a title, I generate the movie dynamically, and I assign its title to be that. Once I've made that movie dynamically, I then put the pointer into my array. One recommendation I can definitely make is to try doing this inside a Python tutor so you can see exactly what's going on in terms of memory. It'll help you get, I think, a better understanding, perhaps, of what is happening here. But that's it for this exercise. Let's go on to the last one. So, final exercise. Continuing again, output the titles of the movies, then ask the user for a movie to delete. Delete that one, resize the array, then print out all the titles. All right, so we got a bit of work ahead of us. Okay, so here is our exercise. Output the titles, ask the user, delete, resize, print them out. Okay. So right now we have everything to actually get our movies together. Now once that's been done, maybe I'll actually put this down further below, because it's going to go here. Output the title of the movies, so we actually do that already. Then ask the user for in movie to delete. Okay, so which movie would you like to delete? We'll have a string called to delete, and we will get line cin, to delete. So now they have given me a movie I want to get rid of. I need to go through my array, find that movie, delete it, and put everything else into a new array. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to take a bit of an assumption here, assume they actually entered a movie that's in there that they want to delete. Otherwise, this gets a little bit trickier. But assuming that they have picked a movie to get rid of, we're going to need to have a new array. And it's going to be a new movie array. And it's going to have num of movies minus one array movies in it because we're going to not include the one that's been deleted. Now, for I is 0, I is less than the number of movies, I plus plus, and j is 0, which is going to be our second counter, we need to go through the old array, look at each movie, see, does that movie match the one that we're trying to delete? If so, delete it. If it's not, we want to put it into our new movie array. So, if, and we're going to know if it's the same movie, by basically comparing the title to the string. So if to delete is equal to my, let's see, what is it? It was called movie array, right? Is movie array let's see, just thinking for a second. Movie array I arrow get title. If the thing that I want to delete matches the title of the current movie that I'm looking at, then I want to delete movie array I. Otherwise, I want to put movie new movie array I. I want to put movie array I into the new movie array at j and increment j. This is similar to an example we did earlier in the semester where I had j and I kind of going at the same time for resizing an array. Check back in the lecture on dynamic memory if you want a refresher. But what's happening here is I'm making sure that I am deleting the thing I don't want, and when it deletes the movie from the array, what it's doing is it's taking the pointer, following it to the data where the movie's being stored, and erasing everything that's where the movie is. But the array itself still has the same number of elements in it, just that pointer isn't pointing to anything useful anymore, so I'm going to ignore it. But for every other pointer in my movie array, I want that pointer to be in my new movie array. And if I did all this correctly, I should be able to do, new movie array 1 dot get title, and it should match what I'm looking at. Actually, what we'll do is we'll print out all of the titles. Actually, there's one more thing we should do, which is now that my new movie array has the correct information, my old movie array should become the new movie array. There we go. So now I should be able to do this, and it should still work. So let's give it a shot. Movies what I like. We'll do 3. Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Godfather. Which movie I like to delete? So let's say I want to delete Star Wars, right? If I delete Star Wars, then what should happen is movie array 1 is now Godfather, because movie array, and here I'll print out all the movie titles again. The movies are now Lord of the Rings and Godfather. Oh, I should, you can see a warning here, invalid memory. I should update my number of movies, which is now changed. Let's try it again to make sure that, everything is working okay. Let's say I have 4 movies. Let's do some different movies. Jaws, Back to the Future. Let's see. Alien and Aliens. Both great films. And I would like to delete, let's say, just alien. So I enter my movies. Here they are. They've all been capitalized to meet the rules for movies. I want to delete alien. When I run delete of that movie, it says bye-bye because that's my deconstructor being called. And now when I print out my movies, my movie array now only contains Jaws, Back to the Future, and Aliens. This is a bit of a tricky bunch of code that I've got working here, so I definitely encourage you to explore it, try tinkering around with it, see what happens when you change certain lines, and definitely try running some of this in Python Tutor. You won't be able to get the user input part working, so you may have to manually put in some values, but it is important to understand what is the dynamic part of this doing, what's happening when I run lines of code like this one, because understanding that is key to both understanding how dynamic memory works and how classes are working with that. So that's all for this video, and good luck with your class. See you around.